Hey!
Hello, wherever and whenever you are. And thank you while we were trying to troubleshoot our little bits and bobs over here. And welcome back into the Abyss. No, I said that last time. I made that mistake last time. I'm doing it again. You're not in the Abyss. And
not yet.
Feels like it.
Right? No,
We're
not
almost there.
Like lowercase a abyss. We're in a abyss, not the abyss.
Abyss adjacent. So, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Now, as this epic music swells behind me, I want to say a massive thank you to all of those lovely people in the VOD squad who catch up with us when we are offline. Hey, Tailmanga, welcome by, and Kurzel, thank you for dropping by too. Now, thank you as always, just to the VOD squad who catch up with our stories if they can't see them live, but very big thank you if you can join us live. It's always wonderful to have you here, and nice to see you in chat. Say hello if you got them phoenixes, let them fly, and also, a big thank you going out to Sirenscape, okay, those wonderful people down there in Australia, and all of the wonderful sounds and sound effects that they have, along with other music from Dark Fantasy Studio and over on YouTube. RPG Music Maker Travis Savoy and the other channel Epic Journey. Amazing music there. Travis Savoy is especially lovely and has a fantastic mustache. You should use his music. And he's made it perfectly free to use for all content creators. I was chatting with him in his YouTube comments recently, and he's very excited to hear about things that are going on and how his music is being used. And finally, also over on Patreon, Will Savino, not a free one, but a very prolific creator of wonderful music, lots of tracks coming out every month, well worth the patronage. And all of those amazing sources there, as you can hear playing here. And one more thank you for this music in particular, because in the orchestra, you can hear rather epically playing behind me, is my second cousin. My second cousin Jennifer is playing the cello in this music right here. This is a live performance by the BBC Philharmonic Orchestra. All of her family are very musical and playing all of that in all the things. So, yes. Hi, Jen. Now, I say I can't meet them in person with all the craziness going on at the moment, but...
We know you're watching, Jen.
Yeah, of course, yes. I actually shared on Twitter with her the first time I used a piece from this piece of music, and she's like, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm sure your kids have epic bedtime stories. So, that was cute. Anywho, let us get into things again as we are preparing to return to the Underdark. Hey, DH, how you doing? Sorry to hear about your troubles this week. I hope you get it sorted, mate. Now, as the music starts to wind down a little here, our players, Elora, Ignatius, Zakan, had been knocked unconscious by a surge of wild magic, and as their Myconid sprout friend, Stool, sacrificed himself to give life back to them and bring them back to consciousness, they slowly rose up off the floor, wondering what had happened, where they were, what was going on. And as they did so, a figure approached from out of the tunnels of the Underdark as a new character joined the game, and Corbin came striding forward and introduced themselves to the group, and didn't have too much time to get chatting because cackling and skipping and spiraling out of the flaming mushroom forest on the other side of the cavern came the avatar of the evil Dero god, Dean Karazhan, intent on everyone's destruction and the bloodshed and the gore that he was reveling in that came with that. But you joined forces, and working together, you managed, with minor wild magic effects hitting you this time, poor Ignatius being robbed of the power of speech and replaced with soapy pink bubbles, and twice.
So 10 inches taller.
And 10 inches taller.
Oh yeah,
yes.
that's right.
Yeah, not all bad. There's some benefits there too.
Permanently,
yes.
Permanent.
Yes. Not only was he was already the largest, being the Minotaur barbarian, but now even bigger. Now,
I gotta change my description.
you brought the fight to this evil avatar, and in his weakened state, having escaped from his prison in the Abyss, you managed to defeat him, and finally managed to continue on your way towards the waters of the Dark Lake, gathering up your makeshift rafts, rowboats, coracles that you have made and put together to traverse these evil, dangerous waters. Even with Shishar the Awakened, the Kuotoa hermit who has joined you and promised to guide you to the town of Slubludup, the Kuotoa village, where he has promised you refuge and the ability to restock and catch your breath before you decide where next to try and head to in this vast network of caverns and ravines and caves and tunnels. Now, that nice pause in the music. Thank you, Sirenscape. You had arrived at the shores of the lake, the water softly lapping against the side. There is a current to the water, so it is lazily flowing by, and you propped up your makeshift mushroom boats on the side of the cavern and set up camp using some of the chopped zirkwood stalks for firewood. You got a fire lit. And Ignatius, good news, you're not the only one who's blind. Corbin also has no dark vision. So two of you are thankful for the firelight in the endless darkness. Yes. Now, let me chill things out here a moment and bring it down. Now, as you are all sat on the edge of the Dark Lake, the camp is prepared. You have rationed out the allowance of food to make sure that your supplies last until Slubludup. I was just going to say it every time. Every chance I get. Just so I can get the practice. Yeah, exactly. Although, shout out to the wonderful Sly Flourish. I'm sure many of you know him already. A fantastic creator and deliverer of advice for all of us DMs and players alike. And the creator of a fantastic random name generator, which has been my savior on several occasions.
So many times.
Sorry, Laura, can I just say one thing? Sorry, I think I did you an injustice there. I clearly adjusted for your camera last week, so now you are lurking on your character's shoulder. You're just like a little head on Laura's shoulder. So could you shift your camera down a little and to your right?
Okay, a little shift it down to my right.
Way, and then... Oh, that's too far down. There you go.
Too far down.
Sorry, and then the other way. Is that your right? Okay, sorry, to your left then. Sorry, it must be reversed.
Okay, sorry.
My bad. Away from the mirror.
Okay.
A little more. You're now behind Ilora.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Away from the rice cooker. More.
Away from the right.
Away from the rice cooker. Even more. You are right behind your character. Yes.
Ah.
Oh, goodbye.
Okay. Probably be easier if I open up the Twitch stream.
Yes.
Oh.
I shall let you. I hope nobody gets motion sickness. An old Star Trek episode.
An earthquake happening in the Underdark right now.
Now.
Yeah.
So let us. Hang on, I'm going to open up Discord. By the way, if anyone has anything to ask me privately mid-session, I have Discord open on my phone. So if you shoot me a personal message in the Discord, I will see that at some point. Or you can call my attention to it. Oi, John, Discord, now. Right, now. Is there anything you would like to do before settling down for the evening?
as they make camp and stuff, Zakan says, I will take first watch this time.
Stephen is super
Sure
quiet.
that-
Sorry, try that again. Say that again,
Hello?
sorry. Zakan? Yes.
Khan, as they're settling in, sort of turns to the group who's licking their wounds and says, I will take first watch this time. Make sure that nothing is approaching us before we make our way across the lake.
I appreciate it. I took quite a bit of a beating back there, so
Yes, you should
maybe.
nurse your wounds.
Thank you.
Okay, so Zakan will go on watch as we start the evening's rest. Corbin, anything?
I feel if there is, Corbin is going to make a point to, even no matter what's happening with camp, if there's a place for them to be above everybody, kind of like in a higher perch, they will always opt for that option.
Gotcha.
So if there's any way for them to do that right now, that's where they will go. That's their most comfortable place.
Yeah.
Always be like in a tree somewhere nearby.
Speaking of Corbin, I should do a shout out here as EDH and I are extolling the virtues of the wonderful art here in the chat. Here we have our new Corbin art. A huge thank out to the amazing, shout out to the amazing Ryu Toshi over on Instagram, as he, despite being off commission at the moment, as I was a cheeky sod and asked if I could get the piece done anyway, he very obligingly and very quickly did this wonderful Corbin piece for us. We have the braids. I love the braid hanging over the face. It's so cool.
It's so good.
And let me see if I can zoom in on the token for everyone.
Even in the icon, you can see the darts, the nail darts.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, and I love like they've got the detail, like the little clip on the side, so that's how they're attached to the fingers.
The way that they're attached, so they slide off when forces put it out. It's perfect.
Yes. Yes.
They look like
post
they
that.
do damage, which is what I wanted.
Right. If you want a closer look at that, slide on over to the Twitter. I posted that in the announcement tweet earlier.
I'm not sitting here zooming in on it on my phone like, ooh.
Ooh, there it is. Sorry, yeah, that's not the best way to do that for a token. This is what I should do. There you go. Sorted. It is a Nat 20. Yes, Tailmonger. Nat 20 art all the way around. I saw this. Oh god, I can't remember the stream. Which stream was it? There was another stream that was using his art on their for their adventures, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. Who is that? And they were like, isn't it? He's called Ryutoshi. Go now. So I was like, okay, I shall do that. And especially with myself at least being based in Japan, I do like this slight anime style. Although I think he tried out something new, because this is slightly less anime than his normal stuff. He does a lot of Dragon Ball fan art, and he did Howl's Moving Castle. He did Sophie from that recently, and lots of other cool stuff. Okay, anywho, I shall leave Corbin there, looming over everyone. As we move on to Ignatius, are you doing anything, sir?
Actually, I'd like to think a little bit more about what the supposed avatar of Dean Karazhan was saying. The first one.
Yes.
What's his name? Bupido.
Yep.
See if, I don't know, just reflect on it, see why he said he was going after me, or if I know anything, perhaps.
Okay. Give me your choice of an insight check to try and garner any meaning from that. Or a history check, if you know the name at all.
Try insight if I can.
Go for it.
It is in 18.
Nice. It seems that the way he was talking, it was bloodletting for bloodletting's sake. And it struck you as a very opportunistic event, and probably because you were left behind by yourself and were vulnerable to being charmed or whatever it was he did to you to freeze you and stop you from moving. And he, seemed to have jumped on that opportunity when you stayed behind to rest after felling the mighty mushrooms.
Okay. And I think about that and also the weird voices, perhaps, or feelings I've been having since I've been down here in the Underdark, and just think about it as I drift off to sleep.
Yes. Yeah, and you remember Ning, before she was unfortunately killed in your escape from the Drow camp. Ning had mentioned strange dreams that she'd had. Strange dreams that had at first been of her mother and happy memories, but then they'd been tainted and there'd been strange mushroom. There was a kind of strange kind of mushroom and decay motif to the whole thing. And she had received disturbing visions of abyssal forces, chaotic forces at large and affecting things down here.
Oh, we did see demons too, right?
And you saw a couple of demons, yeah.
Or fiends, or whatever they might be.
Yeah, I think you would have been aware of their being demons. And
Laura saw them, right?
no, the two demons that attacked the camp. I think he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's chill. Corbin out now. Back. Boom. Down you go. Okay. So, Elora, anything that you would like to do before sleep?
I would like to sneak away for a little bit while everyone else is sleeping.
Okay.
And I would like to pull out the sword hilt from my bag and kind of see if it speaks to me again. Like, just hold it and see if it will tell me anything.
Okay. You sneak off at an opportune moment and move away from the main group, out of the radius of the firelight flickering, reflecting off the stone walls, into the duller glow of little patches of phosphorescent lichen and fungal growths on the side of the cave, which seems to be a little more prevalent here with the damp, kind of environment of being so close to the water. And you hunker down and draw out the broken sword. Just, you only have the hilt. And as you do so, and let your mind rest and go still, you do indeed hear that same voice again. Hello?
Hello?
Dungeon glitch, thank you so much, mate. So, I didn't imagine it. You're truly here.
And that's what I'd like to say to you. Am I imagining this? Who are you, and where can I find you?
I am light in the dark, child. Please, find me. I don't know where this place is. All is darkness.
Dark. If I find you, will you grant me power?
The voice goes slightly cautious, if anything. To what end would you use such power?
I'd only use it to protect people.
And there's a very, very faint kind of tingling sensation, a very slight pulse from the hilt of the sword. It kind of passes up through your arms and up around through your mind, as if they're testing your honesty and trying to ascertain whether or not you are true to your word. And the voice says, believe so. If you can unite us once more, we shall be a force for good to be reckoned with in this dark place.
I'll find you.
Please do. You feel almost a separation. You feel like that separating of the connection, and being almost as though being pulled away. And the voice goes quiet.
I think Alora is going to put the hilt away into her bag and return back to the camp, thinking about the darkness and light and where I might find them.
Okay. So, Zakan, you were momentarily concerned as Alora moved away, but you saw that she didn't stray very far and was still within eyesight, and sat for a quiet moment, which is something you can appreciate. People wanting to do, especially after everything you just went through today. And before too long, she comes back towards the firelight.
You just note their location and don't listen in or pry or anything, but just see that they're just sitting there.
Yes.
Kind of go back to keeping watch.
Yeah. I mean, you're slightly distracted by Corbin perching up on a rock ledge slightly above everyone else, like some crazed bird of ill portent, like dark raven.
Over 100 years, you see all types. Yeah.
You mistakenly make eye contact at once, but when they hiss at you, you just quickly look away.
They say it like it's a joke, but at one point it just goes.
And you take your rest. Now, Zakan, as everyone finally takes their deserved rest and the rest that they need to heal up and recuperate after the battle, you find yourself left alone with the faint echoing splashes of the water nearby. And it's not too long before you catch the rhythm of it, and you're ready in case there are any off-rhythm splashes nearby that would alert you to anything coming out of the water, as Shishar seemed quite adamant that the waters were very dangerous. And you almost seem to melt into the shadows off by the pillar of rock that you're taken sentry beside. Now, all of you will see on Roll20, it's not quite visible on stream. On Roll20, I've had you all put your character names on your little tabs there. Mine says Phasres. Now, Zakan, you are familiar with what this is, this phenomenon that exists here in the Underdark. Phasres is a almost field of magic that permeates this entire area of the Underdark, all areas of the Underdark, but to varying levels. And you know that there are areas where it's very strong, and others where it's waning and spread much thinner. You know that the Drow, on the whole, like to build their cities and settlements on areas or in caverns where there is a very large build-up of this Phasres energy, as it protects their settlements and is something that their mages and spellcasters can tap into, and they are known to experiment with. And as you're sat there, looking around, you almost feel, you don't have any arcane kind of inkling yourself, but you almost feel a tangible tingling in the air. And it seems that this particular spot of the Dark Lake here, this particular cavern, may well be quite saturated with this phasress energy. And as you let yourself be peaceful and almost attuned to it, if you will, you feel it flow through you. And you feel a connection with it, as you've always felt with the environment down here. A strong connection to the natural rock, shadow, and plant life, both flora and fauna that can be found down here. But something about this cavern, something about the phasress here, seems to intensify that connection. And Alora, as you're walking back towards the firelight, you can see Zakan just on the edge, on the far side, just on the edge of the light, silhouetted against some phosphorescence, against a rock pillar. But as you walk back towards the fire to settle, without moving, Zakan seems to disappear. You can't make him out anymore.
I guess I would rush towards where I saw him, the figure where he disappeared.
Zakan. Elora suddenly comes running over.
They don't turn their head or anything, and they're like sitting cross-legged with their staff across their lap and doing kind of their nightly ritual of tracing their hands over like all the carved writing that's in there. And without stopping that, they just speak up and they say, "Is it Alora?"
Zakan, where are you?
And as he speaks up, and as you get closer, you can see him.
You disappeared for a moment. How did you do that?
They as they're like tracing their fingers along the staff, it begins to glow with their sort of light, and they allow it to light up, and it makes them fully visible. Say, connection, what gives me power, is reestablishing. It has been many long years since I have felt this kind of power flow through me, but that I'm once more becoming connected to the light. And with light, shadow.
You amaze me, really. I watched you in the battle the other day. Your glow, your connection to your god is incredible, honestly.
Your words are very kind and appreciated. I'm humble servant, merely doing what is asked of me. I am, in turn, quite impressed with your bravery and those of the others here to hold their own in a land that is unfamiliar and hostile to them.
Hopefully we can all learn from each other and get through this, get stronger.
We'll need to. You should get some rest.
And Galor heads back then to go take some rest.
Okay.
As they head back, the light on the staff goes out again, and the con fades back into the darkness.
Okay.
During their watch, as they're sort of meditating and focusing on things around them, could I use one of Zakan's new tricks?
Please.
So they
Yes,
connect to the sort
everyone
of...
watching, they just leveled up to level 3, which, as any of you D&D players out there will know, is a very special level to get to, as you get lots of toys.
Good toys,
Mostly.
good toys.
Which is the class, Chris? There's one class, isn't there, that doesn't get anything? Is it sorcerer? I forget which one it is. There's one of them. It's like it's one lower. It's like they get it as a level 2. And everyone's all like skipping around at level 3. It's like, yeah, I got this and this and this, and they're like, oh god, I've got like new HP. Oh, new HP. Speaking of, he said, reminding himself, we need to roll that. Don't worry, it's not not needed right now. But
As we awaken in the morning, maybe.
yes, you awaken, invigorated and chunkier. I feel healthier.
Yeah, so Zakan is going back to their sort of guided meditation along the staff, which I imagine is kind of like a mandala or rosary type thing for them. And they feel this connection, and so they tap into their primeval awareness, which allows them for, let's see, the next minute, they can sense within 6 miles
Jeez.
if there are aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and the undead.
Okay. Roll me a d20, please.
That's a 13.
Okay. Very far away, right at the limits of your sense, as you feel your energy pulse out, almost like a radar pulse. You just draw on this new power that you found, enriching yourself. And as you reach out and extend your consciousness and your awareness far beyond your immediate surroundings, right on the edge, far away to the southwest, you sense the presence of aberrations, but not near enough to be a danger.
Yeah, that's not particularly unique to the Underdark.
No.
So, yeah, I think that they continue their watch and just sit and listen to the waves.
Could you also roll me a d10?
A 3.
Okay. I think at this point, the fire's died down. It's kind of late summer into autumn up on the surface, so it's not particularly cold down here. It was just kind of like to try and cook the last of that meat, make sure that it was thoroughly char grilled before you tried to eat it. I think the fire has gone out now, and everyone's just peacefully sleeping there. And you chose a spot that was relatively sheltered and out of any immediate view. And at one point, you do hear a splashing sound that's different to the natural waves lapping against the stony shore. And keeping quiet and blended in with your surroundings, you secretly observe a small, dark keelboat with 3 Durgar inside, just gently and trying to be quiet themselves, paddling down this section of the dark lake. And they're about 20 meters or so. I'm sorry, it's D&D, I have to speak feet, don't I? They're about,
What are
30,
meters?
30, 40 feet out. Just you wait. I bet 6th edition is all metric. We shall see.
Why would you do that to me?
All the colors have a U.
But so yeah, like 30, 40 feet off from where you're camping, you just see this keel boat quietly splash by as these three Duergar are gently paddling their way past and then off once more onwards. And after a while, they pass out of your range. 90 feet, yes? And
90 feet.
yes, you see them disappear into the
Are they
shadows.
heading in the direction
Of what, sorry?
of Sloopledoop, or are they heading in that direction, or are they sort of like?
I don't think Shishar has told everyone which way they're headed. Which way you're headed next yet. So you're not sure.
Okay.
But you can find out in the morning. So,
Yes, they just make a note of the direction.
okay. And the rest of your time on watch passes without incident. Now, who are you going to wake for the next watch?
Oh yeah, we didn't we didn't decide in order, but
Nope.
They'll go and approach Alora.
Yep, I was just about to wake up. Yep,
And,
I'm done trancing. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so they just go and speak to them. Let's see,
So,
already, yeah,
Alora, Zakan
request.
gently shakes you awake, and you do that kind of strange thing. You just immediately open your eyes, and you just go from 0 to 100 immediately. There was a Kiwi guy here. Steve, did you meet Markel? Did you ever meet Markel? Did you overlap here? I can't remember. He could do that. We went on a canyoning trip together, and we were sleeping in the same room. And in the morning when the alarm went off for us to go and start the activities for the day, he just from being flat out fast asleep was just whoosh up onto his feet and out the door, in a matter of seconds. And his partner was there as well. I said to her, he's like, is he always like that? And she was just like, every morning. just fast asleep to wide awake in no time at all. It was bizarre. Anyway,
Cannot comprehend that.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alora, Zakan shakes you awake. Do you tell Alora what happened?
Yeah,
Zakan?
and they say there was a boat that passed. And it's gone away from us. Just as ever, keep it.
Oh, good to know, good to know. Was it going in the same direction that we'd be going?
I confess I do not know which direction Sloopledoop is in. It's a very good question.
I have no idea.
Okay. And you...
But he points which direction it's going to.
whichever way that is. Okay. And yeah, Zakan, you lay yourself down and take your rest. And Alora, how are you taking watch here? Are you keeping quiet? Are you going to stealth and hide away?
Yes, I
Okay,
think
give
I
me-
will be stealthing.
Give me a stealth check then.
That is a 9.
A 9.
Rolled
Okay.
a nat 1.
Oh, bad luck. So, I don't have that emote in the chat yet, I'm afraid.
I haven't done that one roll.
I got both of them made, but I only had one slot free, so I did the nat 20 first. Yeah, positive thinking, everyone. Positive thinking.
Yeah. Great successes.
Okay, so yes, but soon, dear viewers, you will have the opportunity to shower the screen with that once when that happens. Okay, now, as you are huddled away, thinking that you are, tucked away out of sight, no problems there. You start. Okay, cheers, Avix. You start to take your watch. Now, as you do, I think you ponder the events of the day before, and the fights that you had, and everything that's gone on so far since you escaped from the Jarl camp. What's your mindset? What are you thinking to yourself?
So Laura is still frustrated with herself over what happened. First of all with Ming, and now Stool. She's trying not to show everyone how angry she is that it happened is all. She doesn't want to upset everyone, but inside she's just like fuming and is like, I have to be stronger. I have to be colder. I have to be harder, because if you're not, this place will chew you up and spit you out. So she is thinking about how she can hone the art of killing more adeptly. So she's thinking not how she can steal, and more about how she can assassinate her enemies more quickly so that more lives can be saved.
So as your mind dwells on everything that you wish you could have done, and you're kind of playing with your, what is it short sword, dagger? What are you?
Yeah, dagger, short sword. Yeah, mostly I've been using my short sword.
I think in a situation like this where you're just sat on watch, you'd probably just have your dagger out. You pull out your dagger and almost subconsciously start to sharpen it, which I shall use for that stealth check. Natural one. Without thinking.
Like, angrily.
It's just so loud. It wakes everyone up.
What are you doing? It's like, whetstone on dagger. No, there's a slight ringing that you think, if anything was looking for you, would be a problem. Well, you don't notice, doing this subconsciously, and you kind of subconsciously start running this whetstone along your dagger, thinking that next time you won't give an inch, you won't let them get away, you won't let anyone else fall. You will make them pay. You will strike first, stealthily from the shadows, and destroy all that would do you and your friends harm.
Yes. That's right. Do not sneak about. Take the fight to them. Destroy. Kill. Spill their blood.
Can you roll me a d20, please?
Oh gosh, where's the voice coming from?
Well, fine, it's all good.
Oh my goodness, I got a nat 1 again.
Okay. And
Get him out of the way.
a d10, please.
A 6.
6. Okay. Let's see here.
I really hope that rolling low is a good thing.
Bear with me just a moment. I have something to show you. Loading. Sorry, everyone, my computer is trying to deal with everything at once.
After hearing so many voices, Laura's starting to feel like she's going crazy. She's like, this is happening inside of me? Like, is this really happening outside in the world?
Indeed. So you are wondering, wondering where did that voice come from? What's happening? What's going on? And you also hear a splashing, less subtle than what Zakan had heard with the Durga paddling by. There's quite a loud splashing. And as you look out to the water, you see these strange, dark shapes cresting the surface of the water and then splashing down again as they rise up out of the water and then dive back beneath. Swimming by, they don't seem to notice you, they don't pay you any heed, but you spot these creatures that come swimming by, and Zakan, you don't know this, so you're fast asleep, but it seems that Elora is seeing, after a few hours, what you sensed on the edge of your vision. As Elora, these delightful things come swimming by. They're so pretty.
How do I pronounce this?
Well, you wouldn't know their names, so don't worry about that.
Fix the
There
title.
you go, chat.
I feel like I want to try.
I'll probably be my guest if you want to try. I'm busy with Kuotoa. What should we call them? The beautiful butterflies of the Underdark. No, they're kind of like a manta
Dark
ray.
flies.
more like a manta ray kind of
Ray.
thing. Yeah, so they're actually under the water, and they come splashing up out of the water and come diving past. And what languages do you speak?
Just thieves, cants, and Elvish, and Undercommon. Yeah. Common, not Undercommon, Common.
Okay. As they crest out of the water, you do kind of hear them kind of making strange sounds to themselves, as if they are actually communicating, as if they are actually intelligent beasts. And they do sound like they're actually conversing back and forth in the short periods when they're up above the water and then diving below again. So you just catch these snippets of strange conversation as these beautiful creatures come swimming by. And you understand what Shishar was talking about. Okay? But that is all.
He puts
They do not notice.
holds her dagger very tightly.
Yes.
Stop trying to polish it.
Don't look over here. Don't look over here.
Just keep swimming.
I have
Just keep
one.
swimming. Stop trying to make pets of all the scary creatures, Corbin.
Stop trying to make all the scary creatures so credible.
Never.
Go get one.
Never.
Go get one. Go
I
happen.
noticed Ignatius took animal handling, so he might be able to help you.
Wrangle some of these things.
Yeah.
I get one of those.
I just looked
We'll
up the
start a petting
pronunciation.
zoo. It'll
Oh yeah. What is it?
start
What is
a
it?
petting zoo.
Ixitzachital.
Ixitzachital. Okay, thank you. There you go. Ixitzachital goes swimming on by, and I've already forgotten it. Sorry. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, thank you, Ignatius, for that information there. The more you know. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But
Ring.
speaking of Ignatius, you are fast asleep whilst all this is going on. Not loud enough to be woken by this splashing, and you are dreaming. And you find yourself back in the Feywild, racing through the enchanted forest, those mystical plant growths and the canopy high above, shimmering with that strange light that feels so at home, unlike the strange phosphorescence that tends to light the caverns and things when you're so lucky to have that down here in the Underdark. And you are rushing through the knee-high undergrowth, between the trees, off to your left and right, glimpsed between the trunks. You see your Eladrin compatriots dashing, flitting from tree to tree, bearing down on the unknowing enemies, the intruders that had dared to stray so close to your city. And with that familiar revelry and feeling of just jubilation and joy, you and your Eladrin what's what I'm looking for? Soldiers that you're working with, your unit, just fall upon the enemy, cutting through them like a wind through autumn grass, just slicing this way and that, dancing through, tossing one away with your horns as your friends and comrades, that's what I was looking for, are also equally as effective. And before you really even know it, you stand once more, naturally, of course, as it was going to be, victorious on another field of combat that has been turned once more into a field of victory. And you know that this group of interlopers, this invading band, will not get near the habitation and the villages and the civilization, the glowing pinnacle of culture and light that you are sworn to protect here in the Feywild. Your view shifts suddenly and you find yourself back, walking through those wide open, almost like as if you're in a forest. There's so much greenery and just the trees and branches and the rooftops festooned with vines and plant growth as you're walking through. And you see the temple. The temple where you always made a point of visiting when you returned safely, to thank your ancestors, to thank those that had come before you, to thank those that had been lain here, and those that you'd left behind as your family was forced out of your original birthplace. And kneeling in the temple, your vision goes dark. And towering around you are the almost mist-like, kind of cloud-like effigies of your ancestors as they plume up around you, looking at you proudly. And what do you say to them?
I stare up at them and awestruck. I guess I'm seeing the greatest warriors of the past, maybe ones that didn't even belong on Toril. Just look at them in awe. I'm honored that you are here in my presence. I don't know what to say.
It is you, Ignatius, that bring honor to us. Honor to our name. Honor to our line.
I try my best. Seems I've fallen far. In my quest to do what is right, I've led myself and my compatriots to be captured.
And yet, you persevere. You carry on. In the face of danger. In the face of adversity. And you have not fallen so far that we cannot see you. We are always with you.
can feel you. If you can just lend me your strength to get through this, I feel like I'll need a lot of help to manage this time.
Do not doubt yourself. You stand with the strength of many, the strength of those with you and those that have come before you. We stand behind you, around you, with you at all times. And yes, we will lend you our strength and power. Use it. Do not let worries and petty do not let the mundane guide you. Let your fury, let your rage boil and blaze bright as you did in that cavern, as you stood victorious over the avatar of a god himself.
Kind of bows his head and says, I will do as you did before me. I will honor our line and our race.
And our line is honored through you, Ignatius. Let us defeat this evil together.
And as you quietly think on those words from your ancestors and know that they are with you, you know that your quote-unquote ancestral guardians will be with you in all the fights to come. Elora, who do you wake?
So after seeing those apparitions pass by, maybe I want to go wake up Ignatius, and I tell him what I saw and let him know to be careful.
Please, Ignatius, Elora comes and wakes you.
Okay. After this dream, I guess you'll see somewhat of a change. He feels much more himself. As he wakes up, sees you, he's like...
There's a very brief moment where, you know, this elven figure over you just kind of reminds you of your Eladrin comrades before you, like, you just almost call out the name of one of your female comrades, but then you managed to... He's like, oh, no.
Pardon me, I thought I was somewhere else for a second. Is it my turn?
Yes, yeah, no worries. This place can be very disconcerting. Yeah, just let you know there were some strange things in the lake, but I trust you to handle that kind of situation well.
Well then, please continue your rest. I will take my watch.
Ignatius, how are you feeling about the day? What do you think on as you sit there watching?
To be honest, Ignatius feels probably the most rested he's been. He's getting finally adjusted to this, being here, and since his hike through the Underdark and his parading, this is the first time he's felt a little bit rested, and the memories coming back to him from at least the forests and his comrades and his ancestors, he feels much more jovial than he did, much more himself.
Okay. Good. Now, I'll be right back with you. Corbin, is there any pre-sleep kind of meditative ritual that you are taught in the monastery that you go through before sleeping?
It's a lot of slow breathing, focusing on the regular kind of meditative state. The reason that they sit high up is so that they can tie themselves by the sash that is around them to hold them in place, because at some point they probably are going to fall.
Okay.
And kind of hang by their legs, and then that's how they meditate upside down.
Okay. So whoever's on watch at that particular moment is almost like,
Oh,
you see Corbin start to topple off their ledge. But
As I
then...
turn my head, I'm like, what the? Oh.
And then they're just kind of hanging there, and they look fine, but you're like, that ain't normal.
All that extra blood in the head.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes their skin sort of fluctuate a little bit from what you're seeing. Like, it doesn't stay one shade; it just kind of ripples.
Corbin is a
with the
shivering
breathing.
yes. Okay. And you slip into the meditative state as your pendulum, like swinging slowly, ceases and you come to rest. And I think that rhythm of that slowly decreasing pendulum motion is what you kind of use, like almost like that countdown into anesthesia. And that settles your mind, in that moment when the swing stops is when you click over into complete meditation and calm, at one with the key that's flowing through you. Now, first, you decide to choose what your monk weapon will be for the next day. So which of your weapons will you infuse with your key energy?
I will do. I will imbue my sickle.
Okay. So yes, the curved, gleaming blade of the sickle that you made such good use of against this avatar of Dean Karazhan the day before gleams slightly, yeah, right? Gleams slightly in the darkness as your key flows through you and into the blade. Now, what is the route of the direction that you're going in? Was your monastery known for healing and things as well, or are you leaning towards the draining of life? A little bit of both.
Actually, it's a little bit of both. And the Black Raven Monastery was actually one that taught balance. It taught that everybody should be respected and that nobody should be kept under guard. It was a teaching of the original person that was there, that no matter where you came from, and even them at the time, they had fallen in love with someone from the Underdark, that they didn't believe that they were supposed to or be forced to be down there.
Mhm.
It's interesting that that's how they found their way, is through that person's tomb. That's how they found their way into the Underdark. So they've always very much so believed, is one of the reasons they stayed even though they didn't want to after they were left behind, is that they could learn how to make sure nobody else felt the way they did when they were abandoned.
Okay. And sorry, let me interrupt you there, Corbin, for a brief moment. Dungeon Scrollers, thank you so much with a massive 78 raiders. Hello, everybody. Welcome on by. Good day to you too. Thank you.
On the A game.
Raid. Wow, thank you so much.
Right.
Welcome. We are
Hype train.
Phoenix Iwaki. We play several D&D games throughout the week. And give us a follow if you like what you see, and stick around. Although it's probably getting on a little bit down there. Welcome. Okay. We are in the Underdark, playing Out of the Abyss, and we are camped on the shores of the Dark Lake, and all of our players have just reached level 3. It was a surprise, you're right. And
Good stuff.
excuse me, I stumble over my words a little bit here. And you have found us on the verge of level 3, and we are exploring how each of our characters is embracing. Oh, thank you so much. We are embracing the new choices and finding out how they're taking on these new roles and new abilities that have been brought to them with level 3. We are currently with Corbin here, our shifter monk, who has chosen the path of...
Mercy.
The path of mercy. Yes. Which can be taken 2 ways.
Or having just chosen, like, death, murder. I want to be good at killing.
Option to be both. And you have a choice. It actually could probably do both in one turn if you have enough people.
Oh yes, that all-important level 3. Okay.
It makes me feel all tingly.
So, yes, you are meditating on your experiences at the monastery and the different practices and how you can channel your ki, how you can use that to imbue your talents, imbue your abilities to both help your friends and very much so hinder your enemies. And you, having felt the ki flow through you into your sickle, ready for use as your monk weapon the next day, feel that flow of ki energy coming back on you, coming back towards you. And Corbin doesn't know this, but as I mentioned to Zakan, this place is particularly infused with this Phaseress magical field, this magical energy that is flowing throughout all of the Underdark. And as you feel your ki, you feel the circulation of your blood, you feel the life force, the ki energy just flowing around your body, but also you feel it almost interacting with this outside presence, this Phaseress energy that is completely drenching this whole area. And as you do, you have a mental image, as you often have before, of the combats, the fighting styles, the regular patterns, the kata, if you will, of the various things that you were taught at the monastery. And you feel a surge of ki as you lash out with your flurry of blows, and you feel faster. You feel the ability to make an extra attack, as you are now able to use your bonus action for an extra attack with your ki energy. And as
I love
your
that
fist...
I just was panic punching in my sleep.
As you picture this image of your fist lashing out with this vicious attack, this faster extra attack, you also almost feel the ki energy rippling through your hand. And with one hand, you feel a positive surge for the ki energy as healing power flows through your arm and out of your fingertips. And you know that if needs be, you can reach out to your fellows and help them in their time of need and heal them of damage that they have taken. Even in the midst of a flurry of blows, you can use one of your blows to do this.
Healing punches?
Oh,
Yes, it is the best thing ever.
She gonna
Kind of
punch you better.
Like, punch, oh, hey, punch, back to punching.
Right, it's like punch, 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 high five.
They're healing high fives. I like that.
So good, so good.
I would like to flavor my heels as boops from now on. In the middle of just...
Thank you for the follows, everyone. Thank you so much. Now, as you have this feeling, okay, you feel this ki, this positive ki energy flowing through you, as you know, as your monastery taught you, there is balance in all things. And as this positive energy flows down one arm, you feel down the other arm, a surge of dark, negative energy. The shadow side, the flip side of this key force that you channel throughout your attacks and your actions. And you see on your other hand, in this vision that you're having in this meditative state, there it is, found it, and you feel this negative energy flowing down, and you see, even as the healing energy crackles around your one hand, your other hand is wreathed in dark, almost mist-like, smoke-like energy, just tendrils curling around your fingers, and a strange, almost ethereal breeze blowing through the vision, as you almost also feel that as you can giveth, you can taketh away, and you know that with the other side of this ability, the other side of this force, then you know that you can cause hideous necrotic damage with your key as well. Goofy, we don't have a primer, I'm afraid, but we're relatively early on in things here. They have escaped from a drow camp, and they find themselves lost in the Underdark with various other captives that were along, as you can see on the screen here. And at the moment, they're trying to deliver these various NPCs back to where they belong in the Underdark. At the moment, they're heading to the Kuatoa village of Slubludup. I got it. Nailed it first time.
Hey, is that practice?
Right? Just practice makes perfect. So I tell my students all the time. And as they're practicing their English, I'm practicing my Kuatoa. And they are heading towards Slubludup, and they're about to set out across the waters of the Dark Lake, the giant flooded section. Not at all, Goofy, not at all. You're very, very welcome. As they're about to head out across this flooded section of the Underdark, through the waterways and flooded caverns, and the dangers that lie within said depths, and head towards Slubludup and try and see what's next along their path and how they can find a way up.
That'd be a nice boat
out.
ride.
Yes. It's called Out of the Abyss, but we're really focusing on Out of the Underdark at the moment. So, first things first. All right. So, yes, Corbin, you feel this energy. You feel these different sides. Now, sorry, what did you decide? Did we decide tattoo or mask?
I'll just go with a mask if it's better than me. I only have to wear it on certain occasions.
Yeah, because I just wanted to make sure.
I am going to go with the butterfly.
The butterfly?
Butterfly.
Okay. Was that inspired by
one
a
set of
manta
knuckles
ray
is
friends?
tattooed life, and on the other one is tattooed.
It's tattooed death.
I mean, it follows. No, so yes, you, in this meditative stance, I don't know why I punish myself trying to say it again. In this trance that you find yourself in,
There you go.
having found these new ways to channel your ki, you find your thoughts traveling, moving to what's in your pack. That one thing, that mask, in its interesting butterfly design, that you were told to take with you, and that you would know when the time had come for it to become usable and to become infused with your power, with your ki, and aid you in the channeling of these abilities. And your vision moves across the cavern to where your pack lies, close at hand, and the mask actually emerges up out of the pack, glowing faintly. And you know the time has come. The time has come to don the mask and use its powers to fuel and focus and channel the full potential of your ki.
Okay, so is the mask like floating in front of me right now?
In the vision, yes.
Okay, in the
Ignatius,
I'm
this is
going
not happening
to-
in the cave.
I was gonna say,
Thank you.
In real life, again, Corbin is upside down.
You're right.
Hanging upside down.
Hang upside down. In
Like
a
some
cave.
Cirque du
So I'm
Soleil
upside
ass
down.
shit.
I'm just sitting there. I was panic punching in my sleep, and then I stopped. And now I'm majestically
Ignatius
reaching
just like
above me.
watching.
See, you've gone Cirque du Soleil. I went Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Turn off the dark. The Broadway smash hit.
No, let's not. I want to survive, so I would prefer to not be though.
This beautiful image of Corbin's meditation, this peaceful, vision of this wondrous happening, and then just out of eyeshot, Ignatius just comes charging across, just smashes into the mask.
No,
She's possessed.
Must be destroyed.
I'm not. No, but in this beautiful vision, I am going to reach out for the mask with the hand that has the darts on it. When you were describing that one of them was this feeling of positive, one of this feeling was negative energy. The one that had the darts on it was the positive energy hand, and that's the one that I'm going to reach for the mask with.
Okay. So yeah, you reach out, and it comes to meet you. Meeting you halfway, and you take it and place it on your face. And feel that connection, feel that joining of power that you had hoped for so long. I think you'd quite impatiently probably been like, wait, when is this day coming? When is it going to happen? And it seems that the necessity, the danger that you find yourself in, and the danger that all of you find yourselves in, has triggered this necessity that has driven your key to these new heights, to this level of connection with the focus that will now allow you to do so much more. Fucking mugs.
Get ready for just so many attacks per round.
So
many. Look, I technically picked the one that had the lowest amount of extra attacks. I could have. There were some others I could have picked.
Well, now we're both gonna wind up as like half healers, which that makes like one full healer in the party. That's fine.
Together we
go.
make one
Together.
full band-aid.
Yeah.
We can make it work. All right. And
You heal with the darts, or does it have to be like a physical touch, or
That's right.
can you?
it's like syringe. It's like.
I was thinking like what's her name in Full Metal Alchemist, where he does like the daggers and then like surrounds someone in a little circle.
Yes.
It does just say, as an action, you can spend one to touch a creature. So as long as I either touch them, but if I do it with my fury of blows, one of my blows can also heal. So I just have to touch you. So that's so booping is allowed. Booping still
A
works.
healing boop, flurry of
The
boops.
healing boop. Fury of boop.
All right, Dazza. Stimpaks. Stimpaks. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, now, Ignatius. As promised, let us return to you. And a d20, please.
All right. That's a 19.
The encounter tables have worked out well for us in the past.
Yeah, I think I rolled a high. It wasn't a very good one.
A 19, okay.
19, yeah.
And could I also get a d12, please? Got a d12 for me then, Chris? Oh, lost him. Back. Oh, lost him again. Chris, no.
Whatever it is already
He
killed.
didn't want. He wants to leave.
Hello. I'm
Hi.
back. I don't know why Discord always cuts out.
Can I get a d12 as well, Chris?
Yeah. 12.
Okay. Can you... Sorry to make you roll so much. Can you give me an insight check as well, please?
Oh no.
Insightful
Oh.
barbarian.
All right.
One of his strong suits.
22.
Oh, you must be one of those Candlekeep barbarians.
Yeah, barbarians. Barbarian librarians.
The reading glasses on.
Like, what is going on here? Okay, well,
let me get my reading axe.
that is a very fortunate level of insightfulness, Ignatius, as
Oh no.
you are sitting quietly, keeping watch as best you can with your lack of dark vision, peering off into the darkness
Oh, oops.
as the faintest glow of phosphorescence from the plant life down here gives that tiny, tiny feeling of distance and depth of field. And the splashing of the water. Hey, Dr. Hugo, how you doing, man? The splashing of the water on the shore, almost like in danger of lulling you into, into a sleepy kind of state, as it's, that rhythmic surge and ebb of the water as it flows slowly past. You notice, and are therefore not surprised, when the water starts to swirl, and a patch of it that's illuminated, like in the picture kind of behind the tokens here on Roll20, a patch of it that's illuminated by this bioluminescent light, you see manages to somehow turn back on itself and is flowing the wrong way from downflow up towards the camp.
Oh.
What do you do?
I will immediately raise an alarm. Just be like, I have no idea what's going on down here. This doesn't look normal. Everybody? Anybody?
Okay, so all of you, you hear Ignatius suddenly bellow, "Everyone, wake up!" And as you do, you see the water behind him starts to surge up and rise up above the level of the shore as a water weird, as you once again roll the highest number on the encounter table, surges up out of the water behind you. Let me find this token. Here we go. So, everyone, I need some initiative, please. Is this... It's not so huge.
You can always count on me, guys, to roll high on encounter table.
Can I roll my HP first?
Did you get the
complete a
Umber as
long
well?
rest?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yes. Yes, you have, for the sake of this, you have all managed to sleep long enough. This is right at the end of the
I've
rest.
got no spell slots.
No, you're all good, you're all
I
good.
got a 15 for initiative.
All right. Hey, Jotefi, thank you for that follow. Yes, I'll be much more responsive now that we're in combat. I'm not actually RPing anything. Thank you so much. Okay, so yes, this water weird comes surging up out of the water behind Ignatius. And let me show you, I mean, this is cool. Rather cool looking token right here, but let me show you this wonderful art that we have for this lovely creature. If I get rid of all the secrets and goodies that I don't want you reading. And save changes. Boop. Okay. Look at this. Oh, that's not working. Sorry, chat. Window. Enhance. Okay. So yes, the water itself just seems to surge up and starts twirling and writhing in the air as this water weird, these kind of almost Japanese dragon-looking things trailing off it, comes spinning towards you and surging out of the water. And I need all of you to roll initiative, please. Managing to avoid being surprised, which is the good news. So, click and click. Ooh, it's pretty fast. Let me add you all in. Excuse me. Oop,
I rolled
there
my
you go.
initiative on D&D Beyond.
That's
I should
fine.
have rolled it in
No,
Roll20.
that's absolutely fine. And you can just add it manually if you click on the number. You can type it in.
Cool.
Oh, Alora, you're like my Kiwi friend. She's like from fast asleep to wide awake. Just like shoo.
So, yeah, I was always awake. You
hear that voice in your mind again. Yes, yes, kill them. For some reason, Alora just turns yes, my master.
Oh, duck on, you're easy.
Yeah, by 1 point.
That's awesome. We're rolling high,
All right. Ignatius, this is your thing. Can a librarian, barbarian, can they rage read? Is the question in chat here from Daza.
Rage read.
Yeah, can you rage read? There's some damage to the books, but you get through them much quicker. All right. So yes. Another huge thank you to everyone for coming on by. Dungeon Scrollers, if you're still around, thank you so much. I hope you had a fantastic stream. Your good selves. I shall be heading on over to check you out later on. So, how are you all doing there? How'd you go, Corbin?
I rolled a 15. I put it in the chat. It's not letting me click myself, so I can put it in manually.
It's a total 15?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Sorted. And that means... Oh, Elora, I'm sorry I spoke too soon. Zakan comes speeding past you. Celestial fury glowing from behind his mask. He's like, I wear the mask around here. Zakan, you're first. Go for it.
Yeah, so sorry, I was reconnecting to the call, but this is something that's popped out of like the lake shore and
yes, it's surged up out of the water.
Approaching us.
It's not approaching. No, it's staying. It's staying in the water.
Staying in the water. How far from us is it?
I would say Ignatius is like 10 feet away. Like he was like in a viewpoint where he could see what was going on and keep an eye on the water and things, anything that could be coming through the water. And you were further over by the NPCs at first. So let's move you. Let's put Elora as far away from Prince Durandil as possible. And you down there with your drow friend, and Corbin can be over here.
Don't sleep near me. Get away.
Yeah, go away. Creep. And Ignatius is kind of on watch like over here.
Well, yeah, fun. So I think seeing this thing approaching, and it seems hostile, I assume, or like they are known to be hostile.
Yes. Yeah, it seems that way. It seems it's some kind of this must have traveled quite far because you didn't sense this when you tried to sense things before. But you know this to be an elemental. So it's not so much as it's hostile, it's just uncaring. It's just destroy everything.
Cool. Yeah, it's a beast kind of thing. Great. Well, yeah. So Zakan, I think, like, doesn't actually rush in as Elora is, and folks might not even be aware that they like have arisen, and just from their position, like they've stood up, notch an arrow and fire directly at the creature.
Yep, please do.
So that is quite good.
Ignatius, this is
19.
actually the perfect enemy to roll here, as you just hit level 3, and this is a CR3 monster. So, on the nose.
Right.
Nice.
Sure, this one will go fine for us. No one will die.
It's not an avatar of a god.
No, not this time.
Yeah. So yeah, 19 to hit.
Okay, that hits. Damage, please.
Cool, so let's roll some damage. So that is 8, and I'm going to mark it as a favored foe.
Okay.
Increase the damage a bit. So that's another 2 for 10 in total.
Highs for all.
And then I wanted to ask about new toy.
Yep. What you got?
So as part of Dread Ambusher, it says if you make the attack action on the start of combat in your turn, you can make one additional weapon attack that deals an extra 1d8 damage. So is that, would you imagine that counts for a longbow as well? Because it doesn't specify a melee attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yep, so like, just
also,
as soon as it
keep-
appears...
Keep track of damage types for each dice rolled, because it means it's important.
Cool. Yeah, for favored foe, I think it's just additional to what the weapon does, which for the longbow is piercing. And then I think that's what this is going to be as well. So yeah. So Zakan has just stood up from where they were resting and immediately let off 2 arrows. So the second arrow is also pretty good, 17.
All right, yep, that hits.
Cool. Let's see what we got. So let's see, 5 plus 8. Jesus. So that's 13 on the second one. 13 damage on the second one. So I think between the 2 in total, that's 23 damage.
23 piercing.
Piercing in total, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you draw back from the bow and unleash the arrow, and quickly, very quickly, you draw out another and let it follow in its path. And both of these arrows go through this watery body of this water weir that's come up from the water. And you don't think it was as effective as you would hope, as these arrows just go through the water and come out the other side. But there is some damage, it seems. It does react to that.
Yeah.
Okay, Wilbo, I promise. I'm not angry, you're still awake. Thank you for coming back. Okay, so that was 23 total, so that's, I'm afraid, halved down to 11. But damaged nonetheless. Welcome by, mate. Okay, and any bonus actions or anything? Alora, you're next.
They'll stay there, and I think fine for bonus actions.
Okay, doke. So, Alora, Illustrious. How about it? How about it go?
I think from the place that I was resting, I was already kind of hidden. I'm just gonna, after I wake up and see this elemental, I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm starting out from a hidden place. Would this be considered a surprise attack? Is the creature surprised?
No, because you weren't hidden. So yeah, you'd have to hide first.
Okay.
You can use your bonus action to hide first if you want.
Okay, yeah. I'll do that then.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Yeah. It does 17.
Okay, so yeah, you circle off to the side and go off round an outcrop of the rock, break line of sight with it, and then crouch down and move to another spot, and then pop up suddenly and unleash your arrow for a surprise attack with advantage. Go for it.
I'm gonna use my longbow. The first one was a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Second one was dirty 21. So I'll go with the 21.
Hey! No natural 20s?
No natural 20.
Oh, okay. So close. Okay, it's nice. So yeah, roll me that damage, please.
And it's going to be 9 piercing damage.
All right. Again, unfortunately, the arrow just kind of passes through this thing. Not quite as effective as you would hope, but damage is occurring. 9, so that down to 4. Okay. So yeah, this is what Sam. This people watching. This is Alora's first ever D&D campaign. Welcome to our world, and we're very happy to have you here. So yeah, creatures.
Probably going to finish off this boss too.
Yeah, you are good with the killing moves. Yes. Although I think Ignatius got the last one and then exploded in that radiant light.
That's right.
Yeah, right. So yeah, some creatures have resistance to some damage types, so it's halved, and that's rounded down every time. And some monsters have invulnerabilities as well. So they're immunities, so they're immune to some damage types, which is always very annoying. Okay.
You're vulnerable. Sometimes it's good.
That is done, and that's your bonus action's already gone as well. So it is the water weird's turn. Ignatius, as you are bellowing for your friends to awake and take on this foe that has suddenly arisen from the water, these large tendrils. Hey, Extrovert, welcome on by. These large tendrils of water come splashing towards you and wrapping around you. And 16?
It's
16 hits. Okay, so you take 12 bludgeoning damage.
wow. Okay.
Okay. And the watery tendrils, looking like, just like they're made out of water and kind of fairly insubstantial, they do wrap around you and squeeze you and cause this damage, and also pull you towards it. 5 feet, so you're dragged to the edge of the water by these things, and it seems to be dragging you towards the water, and looks like it wants to drag you beneath the water. Corbin, what you doing?
First, I'm unmuting myself. Secondly, so from my position up above where I am, is it possible that I have a good, like, I have a line of sight to them, definitely, right? Because they're all just sort of chilling in the water compared to where I am on this rock, on this on top of this rock. Then I am going to. Unless they throw something back at me. Okay. I will not Furrier blows the elemental. I will not Furrier blows the elemental.
Do it.
No, not yet. I'm not close enough. I will start off with my. I will start off with my good old darts. See what they do to them.
Are they still hanging upside down, like doing this?
Yes, at the moment they are still hanging upside down. After I do my attack, I'm gonna untie myself. But pow.
By the way, Ignatius, you are restrained at the moment.
Maybe I should. Ooh. I should definitely untie myself first then, because I rolled a 6 to hit.
That is not enough, I'm afraid.
No.
I'm afraid that dart is lost forever as it goes off and splashes into the water and sinks.
I'll find it. I have to make a new one. But as a bonus action, can I actually unfasten myself from this damn thing?
Yep. I think you drop and nimbly twist in the air and land kind of cat-like.
And I would like to move forward so that I can be with my friends and not so far away from them.
Absolutely. So you're up next to Zakan? Or up to Ignatius?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Do I have enough speed to get up to Ignatius?
Yeah, it's just this very small campsite.
Very small campsite. Then, yep, I'm going to go up there.
Right, and you're faster than everyone else as well. You have 40 feet.
Ha-ha!
Okay, so you go dashing across to where Ignatius is struggling and bellowing and fighting against this watery grip.
Yeah, but I believe that is my turn, though, because that was an action, a bonus, and my movement.
Okay, look. So yes, Corbin goes dashing forward past you, Zakan, to Ignatius' side. And Ignatius, it is your turn.
All right, being grappled.
Yes, you are grappled. So you can use athletics or acrobatics to try and escape.
Oh, I'm restrained, right?
Yes.
So I'm not going to try and get out of it. I'm just going to rage and recklessly attack. So I can roll, I guess, a straight roll then, since I have disadvantage on attacks. And now I have advantage.
Restrained. Yeah, you have a disadvantage. So it's a straight roll if you're reckless attacking, yes.
And this time, as I rage, you see as standing around me appears a bunch of spectral minotaur. As they kind of stare at this monster, and we'll see what happens.
We're starting with you.
24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right. That is 9 plus looking 4, so 13 points of slashing damage.
13 points of slashing damage. Thank you very much. Okay, again, not as effective as you would hope as your axe cuts into this watery beast.
Sure. But as this does hit, you see as all of the specters just turn their heads directly towards this creature, focusing on it. And if it tries to attack anybody but me, they have disadvantage.
I see. Yes. Okay. So they kind of gather around it and kind of focus all of its sight on you, and will be in the way and blocking and hindering any attacks that might and attempts to go towards anyone else. Okay. Thank you. Zakan, your turn.
Yes, I think when Ignatius Ignatius became restrained by the tentacle as Zakan, had rushed up to the creature. So we'll approach into melee range.
Yes.
And using their staff, which they draw off of their back, they're going to two-handed just try and swing into the creature.
Okay. Hey, Blue.
So let's see.
Blue, it's you. You have a blue monster just for you.
Blue. That's not gonna cut it. That's a 6 total for the swing.
That is not enough, I'm afraid. So you're attacking with your sword?
So I think.
Okay, so you're.
No, that's with the quarterstaff.
Okay, so you're gonna move yourself up first.
So moves into melee and then swings.
Okay, I'll move you up there next to Ignatius.
And just whiffs it.
Yep. No hit. Any bonus actions?
Nope. Do we have to get into the water to fight this thing?
Nope,
Like,
it's
are we
right on the
at
edge.
angle?
Like where you and Ignatius are standing is
Okay.
the edge of the rock.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Then nothing else.
Okay, Alora, your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to get back into my hidden position, and seeing that this has not worked so far, the longbow has not been effective, I'm going to use my chill touch, or try and use my chill touch,
Okay.
which takes on the form of an ethereal blue bird, the
Nice.
same color as Alora's eyes,
Nice.
kind of like wispy and smoky. Let's see if it hits.
These eyes here, chat.
That is a 13.
A 13 is. Sorry, I was waving at Blue. Just enough. It just hits.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you
Alright.
reach forward and this spectral blue bird, the same color of those amazing eyes, that amazing character art, just goes fluttering across and impacts against the creature.
For 3 damage.
Okay, and the damage type, please.
The damage type. Necrotic.
Okay, thank you. So yes, the bird just splashes into the water of the weird, and you just see that blue kind of stretch out across it, forming almost like ice crystals in the watery surface of this creature, and it takes the full damage from that. And 3 necrotic damage. Thank you. Now, Ignatius, give me a straight strength throw, please.
Okay. Oh, it's cocked. Natural 1.
Natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm gonna roll anyway, just for the giggles. I got a dirty 20. Okay, and this is perfect, really. I do love to end things like this, as we are 2 o'clock here in Japan, and we need to move on and do other things. Very, very, very rude to all of my players here, but it's around about this time that Barovia starts creeping into my mind, and only because I have to get ready before I start teaching, and I have 6 hours straight teaching before that happens. So, you, Ignatius, are gripped, as I said, in
10 different games.
only five. You are gripped in this watery embrace as this water weird has surged up out of the dark lake and grabbed a hold of you. And as it does so, you feel the coils tightening and pulling you inexorably towards the water's edge. And all of you, with fear, just knowing what's going to happen but being powerless to stop it, see as the water weird and Ignatius disappear with a mighty splash beneath the waters of the dark lake. And as that splash settles and you run and the other NPCs all gather around and they're like, everyone's like, Ignatius, no! And everyone comes running over. And you can see beneath the water Ignatius's form struggling still, it seems, against this creature. But once it's into the water, this creature has become completely invisible as it's completely merged with the water around it. And Ignatius, as we leave things for today and we rise up out of the Underdark, I wonder if you ever will, as you are drowning. And we shall stop there. Thank you, everybody.
Always take this.
A massive,
Just like
massive,
one more round, though.
massive thank you. I'm sorry. There will be. It's coming. You can get your revenge next time. A massive, massive thank you once more for that incredible raid. So lovely to have you all by. A big, big shout out once more to Dungeon Scrollers and all of you fine, fine folks that came over there with them.
Scrollers.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for all the follows today and that gift sub as well. Thank you so much. All very much appreciated here. If you like what you saw and want to see some more, I will get right to you. Read my mind, Goofy. Tonight, later on tonight for me, tomorrow morning, if you're in North America, we'll be through the mists in Barovia for our Curse of Strahd campaign, as they have fled Castle Ravenloft. But there is a slight problem that they find themselves stranded in the Barovian woods at night, with the howl of wolves echoing across the dark treetops. Then, tomorrow in Japan, actually tomorrow for everyone, I think, we will be even further away, plainer speaking, as we descend into Avernus, as we are down in the first layer of the 9 hells to continue our voyage with the pits and their incredible journey and their fight against the devils and all of the infernal legions therein. And then next week, having taken a week off this week, we'll be very happy to be journeying back to Icewind Dale on Tuesday as we continue our Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign. Do swing on by. All of the different sessions have different players, different groups, different types, and there's a really different feel to all of them, but they're all a rollicking good time. So if you have the chance and if you have the inkling, do drop us a follow and come on by anytime you get the chance. It was lovely to have you all here, and thank you, Mystica. Thank you so much. And a wonderful big thank you to all of my players, Alora, Ignatius, Corbin, and Zakan. We shall see if we can rescue Ignatius from the grip of this water weird next week. Why do we do all these cliffhanger endings with you in mortal danger, Ignatius? What's going on? What's going on?
He's a big boy. He can take care of himself.
Ignatius, Chris, what do you have going on this weekend?
Yes. Well, Saturday for us here in Taiwan, Friday night for those in the States. We are finally returning back to our normal campaign after lots of holidays. And a modern D&D 5e game. Stuck in Shadowfell right now. And then actually Tuesday we're having another crazy, wacky one-shot. So
nice. That'll be amazing. Okay, speaking of one-shots, Saturday next week, April 17th, we have a very special event where some of my favorite other channels, CarniSideShow, featuring Ignatius here himself and his lovely wife. Also, Orenji and Ives from the Orenji channel from up down there in Brunei. And way over in the distant land of England, merry old England, for Quest Junkies UK, we have Patch and Elusha joining us for a very special, very cute, very mayhem-ridden one-shot in Humblewood. Come and join all the little animals and all of the scrapes and things that they will get themselves into, and will they succeed in what I have planned? When I have something planned. Ooh, I do have something planned. And we shall be looking forward to that. And further off in the future, do stick around and keep an eye open for our special charity event for No Kids Hungry with the Games Tavern, happening in May. There is lots of information coming your way about that, all of the amazing streams, all the amazing partners. We're sponsored by Cobalt Press and D&D Beyond and several other wonderful sponsors, and there are lots of streamers involved, so do come by, as our Descent into Avernus game will be opening the event and our Rime of the Frost Maiden will be on their last day. So, yes, Goofy, if you look at our schedule on the page, the Twitch channel page, it should automatically be in your time zone. So I really hope that matches up and you can swing on by. It was lovely to have you here today. Now, let us pay forward this. I was like, oh, CarniSideShow's on. Oh, yes, of course you are. It's this. That's us.
Right here.
Yes. Let us do something a little different. Don't be too evil to Orangey. Evix, I don't know. I mean, I will be equally evil to all of them, if that's helpful. I won't single out Orange in any way
It's
whatsoever.
fair.
I promise. Yes. Equal opportunities, evil deeds. I swear. But anyway, thank you so much, everyone. Let us pay this love forward. Our fine friends over in the land of Canada are playing their dork tales. And let's go and swing by over their neck of the woods. There are some very fine folks there, often with some very fine cosplay. I'm not sure if they're dressed up today, but let's go and have a look and see what they're doing. So stick around. If you've got them, let those phoenixes fly. If you're not following the channel, please do, so you can be notified when we go live, as we do so frequently do. And I will stop talking. I don't think I breathed for quite some time there. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. And we shall see you all next time, later for Curse of Strahd. And if you can join us, please do, and see that fancy schmancy intro opening video that we have made for us. And yes, as we like to say around these parts of the world, matane. See ya. Thank you so much.
Matane.
Bye.